What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Retro ReWire. My name is JJ, and today we're gonna get out of the studio and hit the road. I was recently out on vacation out in the Kansai region, and I decided to take my camera and film at some local video game stores. Now the first one is Hard Off, and it's not necessarily like a video game focused store. It's more of an electronic thrift shop of sorts. And you can get everything from musical instruments, audio equipment, appliances, and of course video games. And one of the reasons why I like going to these stores is because they have it divided kind of into two sections. You know, you have your main sales floor, and then you also have a junk section. Now the junk section of course has faulty, electronics, but it also has a lot of untested electronics. And that's usually where I find all of my retro consoles, because sometimes they're priced at as low as 50 cents. So super good deals at these Hard Offs. And pretty much I filmed in the store and I focused on the video game section, the section that matters to all of us, and I wanted to share this footage with all of you. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to the footage, and I'll be narrating over the footage, and we can kind of I guess traverse the gaming landscape of this store. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. So here we are at the Katsura Kyoto Hard Off, and if you don't believe me, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. Bam, there's the proof. So here's the interior, and right away I'm gonna show you guys here in the corner is where they keep all the video games. But feel free to pause if you want to take a closer look at the general sales floor here. But let's dive right into it. Right away we see like the discount junk bins. All of these games in the bins are about $1, 100 yen, and you're gonna find a lot of common stuff here. And then here we have more of the some more of the modern games, a couple 360 games, one Xbox One game, and then PS4 and PS3. The majority of the 360 and PS3 games were $3, with the exception of a few notable titles. Got some PS Vita action there. Unfortunately, I had limited time at the store, but feel free to pause if you want a closer look at, the games here on the shelves. We have some Crisis 2. I kind of want to play this game, but I want to do it in 3D. I kind of was into that fad. Some Armored Core 5, and again, most of these games are like $3. Vanquish here. Pretty sweet game. Recently got released on PS4 and Xbox One. And Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, which in America it includes 3 games, the third game being Peace Walker, but in Japan they kind of have it as a standalone title. Got a few more 360 games down here, and looking back at the footage, I kind of wish I would have picked up that Gears of War limited edition, because I'm sure it was $3. Got some racing wheels there, and some more PSP games. I think the standout title for the PSP games was this here, Ultimate Ghouls and Ghosts. That's a sweet game. I only have it on, I have a digital copy of it, but it would be nice to have a physical copy of the game. And then we have Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops' collection here. That was a pretty good game. Had fun with that one. Now let's go ahead and move on to some Wii games. I have a number of Wii games, but they're all in the States. And I think the Wii game prices were a little bit higher than normal. Well, not too high. I mean, that was $5, but yeah, pretty sweet system. Has tons of sweet games. Super Mario Bros. Wii, that was $5 as well. So I guess they're not super high. Got a few Wii U and Switch games here, and then arcade sticks. I have a few arcade sticks, so I'm not going to be adding any more to my collection. I just don't have this space. And then we have some DS titles. There's still a few DS games that I would like to own, but I didn't actually see anything too notable here, with the exception of a Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, which I'll show you guys here in a minute. And then we have some 3DS games here. 3DS games aren't super expensive with the exception of a few titles. But let's go to this Portrait of Ruin here. Now, it's $100. That's super expensive, and I actually own this game. I own the US version, and I have it sealed. But I was quite surprised that a lot of the DS games on the Castlevania DS games, they're all super expensive. And that also includes Contra, a lot of those Konami games. But yeah, feel free to pause here. 3DS titles. Got some Metroid Prime, $10 for that. And then we have a few of these Game Boy Advance games here. Most of them were complete in box with the exception of a few. And one of those exceptions is here. Super Mario World or Super Mario Advance 2. It was missing the instructions according to that little sticker. Then we have some Super Famicom games, and it was loaded with sports titles. My goodness, look at that. Super Rugby. Some Dragon Quest Part 5. And then this little gem, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, $5. That little sticker just says that it has a little bit of damage, but that's to be expected, you know, cardboard box, whatever. Got some Madden NFL football. Yeah, a lot of sports games. And then Yu Yu Hakusho with the Netmall sticker. Now, when games have that little Netmall sticker, Castlevania also had it. It just means that they have it on their online shop. And that's a pretty sweet cover of Space Harrier there. And a few PC Engine games. Don't really collect for the PC Engine just because it's kind of expensive to get into. Then we have a few Neo Geo CD games. I do like that cover for KOF 98. Heck, I like that cover too for 95. Samurai Showdown 4, probably my favorite one in the series. And World Heroes Perfect, pretty sweet game. And of course, Real Bout, Fatal Fury. Got a few Saturn games here. I do like my fighting games, and they did have quite a few of them. $8 for that Street Fighter Zero, Street Fighter Alpha. And this here, $60, Capcom Generation 5, has a lot of the Street Fighter 2, the early iterations of the game. Kind of pricey though. I kind of wish I would have picked up this Biohazard 2, the DualShock version. I mean, look how tough Leon and Claire look in that cover. But it was a little bit expensive, and I've seen it elsewhere for far lower. Got a few more PlayStation 1 games. Not quite sure what that is, but kind of interesting. And they had very few PS2 games. I mean, look at this, Metal Slug 3. But what they did have was actually pretty good. Capcom Fighting Jam. Anyhow, let's go ahead and take a look at what I bought. Alright, y'all, so let's take a look at some of the games that I purchased from this first section that we just saw. First up is Super Donkey Kong Country 2, complete in box for the Super Famicom. Kind of an interesting cover. And next to that we have Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Now this is definitely a legendary game. I mean, check out this cover. Pretty sweet. Then next to that we have some more Street Fighter goodness. We have Street Fighter Zero, Street Fighter Alpha here, or back home in the States. And the reason I got this is because it's complete with the spine card. I definitely like to have my Saturn games to, you know, be complete and include the little spine card, but yeah, that was the reason for that. Then next to that we have Capcom's Fighting Jam. Now this is kind of a response to Neo Geo, or SNK's Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. I'm not sure which game came first, but kind of mixes a bunch of Capcom fighters into one. And I haven't played it extensively, but I'm looking forward to seeing how good it is, if it is any good. I mean, $3, come on. Then we have Metal Slug 3. Now check out this cover. Pretty sweet. Now this particular version was released in America. However, it was exclusive to the original Xbox, and I also have that version, but it's back home in the States. But yeah, super cool game. I got a few other games, some loose carts. Let me grab them here. We have Rockman X, $3 before sales tax. I mean, man, that's the lowest that I've ever seen it. And I also got Super Metroid. Now this was $8, and the cool thing about this game is that it has a dual language option, Japanese and English. So completely playable, super cool. It would be nice to have this game complete in box, but it's definitely more than I want to spend. And for $8, loose cart, you know, why not? But anyhow, let's go ahead and continue the show. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a little bit of hardware, and then we can go ahead and focus on the display case. So let's keep the show going. And here we have an end cap with accessories. Now a lot of the accessories are in pretty good shape. I mean, look at this, a Nintendo 64 complete in box for $8. Mind you, the controller, not the system. But yeah, that's a decent deal, I guess. Then we have that Panasonic 3DO for $30 before sales tax. Come on. But a lot of these systems, the price ranged between $30 and $40. I think the most expensive that I saw were those Super Famicoms in the box. They were about $60. And then here we have a few handhelds. It's quite popular nowadays to mod these first-gen Game Boy Advances. There's a few of them there, kind of between the $20 and $30 range. But this translucent pink one was pretty sweet looking. $40 though before sales tax. Kind of pricey. And then here, I mean, this thing is loaded. I mean, I think the thing that I really wanted here was that PS3 with the lightning decal. $88. That includes sales tax. And look at all this PC Engine goodness. I'm telling you, the PC Engine kind of expensive. Super Famicom Minis. Got a few Neo Geos there, the real deal, and then we got the re-release there. And then in the back we have a few clone systems. That one way in the back, which is $100, has a branding with Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Makaimura. I wonder what that was though. And then if you noticed, they also had, well, let me get back to that. Look at this. This here is where they keep all their rare wares. We got a Castlevania 3 for the Famicom there, complete in box. And then if you notice there, for the Super Famicom games, they had a loose cart Ninja Warriors for $90. Super expensive. But I have the remake on the Switch. But yeah, tons of decent games. I ended up picking up one game out of the case, and I'll go ahead and show you that here shortly. But feel free to pause and kind of take a closer look. But anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and cut back to myself, and then we'll take a look at the final game that I purchased. Alright guys, so we're pretty much at the end of the video. Thank you for sticking around this long. We just saw the Hard Off in Katsura, Kyoto. We saw a little bit of the video games they have for sale and a little bit of the hardware and display case. Now, as I mentioned in the video, I ended up getting one more game that was in the display case, and let me show you that game now, which is not Castlevania running there in the background, but it is another Konami game, and that is Sparkster for the Super Famicom. It's been a number of years since I played the game, so I'm definitely looking forward to replaying it. And in North America, this game can be quite expensive, especially if you have it complete in box. We're talking about triple digits. So I'm definitely looking forward to replaying this, and I think in the future, I'll probably cover it in an episode, so keep an eye out for that. And speaking of future episodes, I'm thinking about producing more of these videos where I go out to these game stores and kind of showing you what they have in stock and what's available and whatnot, because I think as collectors, players, buyers, sellers, it makes for a very interesting topic. So definitely keep an eye out for those too. And well, that pretty much wraps up this episode. Thank you for checking out Retro ReWire. My name is JJ. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Ciao. Playing that. And possibly in the future, why did I look away? All right, guys, so we're pretty much at the end of the video. Thank you for checking out or sticking around. Video games, so definitely keep a lookout for those. And pretty much have to sneeze. Oh, God.